Good morning, welcome back, Marc Martín Nogueroles and Stephanie Gurga. We're going to be working this morning on part of the first movement of Dvorak's Cello Concerto. Great, wonderful. So many things that I enjoy about how you play this piece. Just at the end though, when you have dum ba da dum dee da da dee da da dee da, when you play that with the orchestra, hang on to that C sharp for longer, and more sustained as you go down. It's really the climactic moment of the whole exposition. So maybe don't give up on that C sharp. Would you mind doing this sequence? Yeah, that one. Yeah, maybe you could molto-ritardando. You could be a little bit more stubborn there. Yes. There's just one thing here. Ba. You're a little bit, for my taste, a bit late to get to the next. So make sure you're in the tempo with the orchestra well there.
Yeah.
One more time.
Okay.
Keep going. Yeah. We would get a bit more temperament. That's what you really need to be, the true valedictory hero. So yeah, more temperament needed. And again, we're stuck on the same note. Dum, ba-da-dee, same chord. Keep building. Maybe we could do the last.
Yes.
Good. Now, on the subject of repetition, when you have the same note, I think that's one of the biggest challenges in this piece, the repetitive nature of some of it. And so we have to find ways to play, for example, the first three notes, the repeated Bs at the beginning. We have to find ways to make that grow. The other issues for me were just simply making sure that you're really together with the piano, with the orchestra. Yes. We can have issues in bar 3. Dum, da dee, da dee, dee, da, da, dee, da, dum.
Yes.
And then I think this the folkloric element, we can really get into that. But there's lots of things I love about your playing, Marc, and I just love to help you get it a bit more organized and find ways to get more from the piece. Okay, let's try the opening. Okay, good. That's good. This B major chord, and then the way you come in, it's an iconic moment, right? I didn't quite hear the risoluto, and I felt that even before you began.
No.
Let's just try the 2 bars, if that's all right, Stephanie. Now this incredible chord. Good. So the way you count it. So could I try with you the 2 bars? Be inspired by this chord too. So the breath before. Yeah. For me, the risoluto will become from a really strong sense of the quarter note breath before.
Yeah.
And that.
Yeah.
Good, very good. So maybe we can make a difference with. So the third one has more energy and takes us somewhere else. And feel free to, I would suggest playing it in one.
Yeah.
Really risoluto.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that was much better that time. Can you have more crescendo there? And then your bow speed. Make sure you're really with the piano there.
Yeah, yeah.
Should we go from here?
Yes.
Good. Now, how do we make this sound appreciably louder? This is fortissimo. The beginning was forte.
Yeah.
Maybe you can use this.
Yes.
And also again the treatment of the rhythm, quasi improvisando. So maybe whatever you feel that gives it enough power and energy. Vary it.
Yeah. Okay.
Bar 3 again. Dum ba dee. Good. Yeah. What you can do is you can roll them a little bit differently, and maybe longer as you play through them. Don't kill it at the beginning. There's no point using the whole bow there, but it's stronger and longer as you get through it. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Could you vibrate the fourth finger? There's a lack of resonance on that note.
Yes.
Still. Best, but yeah. Yeah, that's better. Keep going. Good. Good. Very good. Let's have more of the dissonance. And these chords, again, the word valedictory, going into the major.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do the fortissimo, bar 91.
Yeah, I can play.
Good. Yeah. A very small, slightly a small detail, but when you play this, play your G sharp just a tiny bit brighter.
Okay.
Da, la, da, dee. It helps with the optimism and also the brightness.
Yeah.
Right there. Blum, bum. Good. If possible, could you feel the impulse on the cello bass there?
Yes.
Yeah, it lacks a little bit of, I don't know, euphoria. But finally we get to the major key. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So not just loud, but quality of loudness and of spirit behind the dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Obvious. Sorry, Zop. It's a tricky marking. I mean, I'm adding up how many sforzandi. There's so many sforzandi.
More every bar.
He enjoyed this, and there's a lot. It's the same marking over and over again. So the danger is it comes across as sounding a little bit square. Okay. Instead of that, I would try and think. Maybe double dot a little D, ba-ba, double dot a bit, and more uplifted energy rather than grounding. ground down. Can we try that?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, what's your bow stroke? Let me just see how you do it. Good. Lighten that a bit.
Yes.
Maybe. I think it's a little too much bow.
Okay.
And also, you have fortissimo, da da dee da 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 da. So you don't have to force yourself to play loud here.
Okay.
As loud.
Yeah.
Let's try it, both of you then. 95. Good. Sorry to stop you. Yeah, you have personality right at the end with the accents. So here I would go, you're alone. Yeah, so I give it to you. No, it's perfect. I mean, I sort of give the energy to the orchestra there, Stephanie.
Okay.
No, that was perfect. Very good. Good. Perhaps a little bit more philosophical. Yeah. So perhaps when you play with orchestra as well, make sure we wait enough. In here, not a problem, but in the hall, it's got to be a little bit more careful to be heard there.
Okay.
Let's go from. Good. Now, with the conductor, da 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 dee da, with the woodwinds all the way back, maybe you need a little bit more leaning kind of sounds. Yeah, it fits with the articulation of the winds. Dee, ba da da.
Yeah.
That's good. Very good. The trill, we get a bit tired at this point. You know, we've played loud and forcefully.
Yeah.
When you play this, can you feel the steps? And then here, don't be afraid to make a glissando there.
Okay.
It's reflecting what's going on in the orchestra. Should we go again from?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I lost you a little bit. You can become more impassioned, I think, at the end after your D.
Okay.
And still more glissando if you want.
Yes,
I could never get enough of that. Try again.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Have you ever played the Dumpke Trio? If you listen to the piano part of the orchestra here, it's basically a dance. always forget that. We play da, ba da, ba da, da. And he writes vivo. So could you give it more of a dance-like character with these... It's real toe-tapping stuff. Yeah. Right there. Vivo.